Okay, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries. And welcome to the panel discussion on this transformative day on the transformative power of the Car-Free Day. I am Leonard Ogunwaide, and I'm greatly honored to have you here today and honored to be the moderator of today's conversation. A few days ago, we did a panel discussion discussing about the Car-Free Day, but we couldn't go in-depth into this discussion. Today, we are going to go in-depth into what the Car-Free Day is and what it entails for individual, for the environment, the benefits that we are going to enjoy from it if we actually follow through, knowing fully well that just one day cannot solve every problem what we are facing in this world when it comes to environment and carbon emission, but we can do a little. And that is why today with me on the call, I have advocates from Africa and even from Asia join us to discuss this. First, I'm going to give, any order, I'm going to be calling on Advocate Ashfaq to please introduce yourself for other people, for people to know who you are, what you're passionate about, and what brought you in to the environmental stuff. Please, I would like you to turn on your video so that people can see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Fly. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for arranging this great and learningful webinar. And now I would like to introduce myself. My name is Advocate Ashfaq, as you call now. In education, I have done my bachelor's in business administration, and I have done my master's in sociology. I have also bachelor's in legislative laws. Currently, I am working as an advocate high court and practicing in various courts, as well as I have more than 20 years experience in development sectors. I have worked in lots of development agencies, NGOs, INGOs like Plan International, IRP, and I had also worked in Asian Development Bank. The projects which were related with different sectors like education and health, as well as about the youth engagement programs. But from last 5 to 6 years, I am currently active in climate change related projects and environment related projects. Currently, I am also working on environmental policies, and I have in close coordination with government of Sindh and with the government of Pakistan on to implement the policies and to implement the treaties which were signed by our country representative at global level. So this is all about me. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate. It's great to have you here. Thanks for volunteering to do this. It's a very great one. So let me move on to my very own brother from Nigeria, Dr. Godsday. I think you're now a popular face on this show because we're here just last week. So please introduce yourself again for people that don't know you before and they would like to know you. Dr. Godsday, are you with me? Hello, Dr. Godsday, are you with me?
Not yet. Not yet. Hold on. Just a moment.
Okay. Also, I have Aksasan, as Dr. Godsday is working on getting his device ready for us. I also have Aksa Jan on the call. Aksa, please, can you introduce yourself to the people? Let us know who you are, why you move into this environmental work, And what does Car-Free Day means to you? Sorry if you can hear me. Aksa, are you there? Am I being heard?
Hello.
Okay, Aksa,
Am I
please.
audible?
Yes, you are audible. We'd love to see your face though, but
Thank you. Since I'm facing some issues here, I can't turn off my video. Is it suitable if I go with this?
please go ahead.
All right. So, hello everyone. I'm Aksa Sumro and I'm an environmentalist and I'm a graduate of environmental sciences and from University of Sindh. And now I'm pursuing my master's in integrated water resource management at United States Pakistan Center for Advanced Studies in Water at Mehran University of Engineering and Technology. So I'm also the founder of Project Green Hope, which aims to raise awareness regarding environmental pressing issues. So all of us know very well why we are here. So the purpose of Car-Free Day is to promote and raise awareness about the several important goals and benefits, which we are going to discuss in this whole webinar. And let's make the Car-Free Day an inspiring and transformative experience for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aksa. We're good to have you. Dr. Godsday, are you ready now to?
Yeah, I'm with you now. I don't.
Oh, awesome. It's good to have you. Please introduce yourself to the people. Let us know who you are, why you get into this, and how is it going for you.
Wow. All right. Thank you for this great privilege. And good day, everyone. My name is Godsday Danbu Sablu. I'm an energy expert, petroleum engineer as well, and environmentalist. Okay. Of course, I work with a lot of organizations. I'm an educationist at work. So I'm one of the training provider with LaPlage Metaverse, the first Africa synchronized digital education, and Vienna University lecturer. Then quite a number of things. So I belong to associations, professional association, and National Registry of Environmental Professionals, Nigeria Institutions of Petroleum Engineers, Nigeria Institutions of Environmental Engineers, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineer, Nigeria Natural Gas Association, of course, Society of Petroleum Engineer International. Okay, let me just stop there. So I'm the founder of Youthful Energy and Environmental Companion. This is more or less non-profit making organization, but geared towards encouraging young professionals, both in energy and environment, to understand that irrespective of our profession and expertise, it's our responsibility to make the good money from energy and ensure that we maintain a conducive and friendly environment for sustainability.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Godsday. That's a very big one. And the professional bodies that you're connected to are just so enormous. I'm jealous. I'm really jealous about that. Anyways. So the fourth person on the panel session is not here yet. So when he comes around, then we're going to be introducing him. It's a brother from Zimbabwe in Africa. So now let's dive into the discussion, right? I'm going to go to Advocate first. I might alternate your name, Advocate, and I can call you Ashfaq sometimes, so just don't mind me. You are an advocate of the High Court. But before we dive into the law part of things, I would like to ask you, what does car-free day means to you as a person? Advocate.
Yeah, thank you, Fly, for this question. If I'm talking by keeping in view the laws and the policies, as per that situation, as per my perception, the car-free day is basically a little bit step towards revolution against the air pollution, because due to the gasoline fuel and due to the use of transport who are to be used on gasoline as well as in on diesel and these type of things causes a lot of bad health for the humans as well as for the children, because if I'm talking about the air pollution index, you can be in a position that the Pakistan is on 180 number rank on air pollution, because Pakistan is facing a lots of issues related with the noise pollution as well as with the air pollution. And car free day, basically, it is in a little bit awareness. And I just say some quote here that little drops of water make an ocean. So the celebration of these days or the celebration of car-free day is just like steps towards revolution to fight against air pollution, to aware the people to use the alternative use of energy, to use the alternative use of transport, like electric bikes, like the transport which are to be used in electric modes. So as per my opinion, I just wanted to share here that it's simply a revolution and a little steps towards change for a positive environment and for a good nature environment.
Thank you so very much, Advocate, for that. So now let me come to you, Dr. Godsday. With the last week, we talked about this and we kind of dive a bit deep into it, but let's talk a bit of the basics today. Car-free day. This is just one day out of the 365 days of the year. What is the significance of this just one day? Are we going to remove the emission that has been going on for the last 364 days in just one day? So what is the significance of this just one day? What does this one day want to achieve? Dr. Godsday, if we can have you, please.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Good. Thank you for this question. Yes, there's no saying that one day out of 365 days is not sufficient. But you see, it is always better to start than never. When you promise or procrastinate, intent can never be equated to the list of action ever taken. It might interest you that the car-free day, only this year, I've never taken the actions I took this year. So who knows what's happening next year? Now, a little drop of water, they said, make an ocean. There is a lot, even like me, I have dropped on social media today. I've never done that before. And so many, like one of the schools I visited today in Port Harcourt, and I needed to hear from them the lecture I gave them about car-free day. And I could see, if you go to the Facebook, you will see where I uploaded some of the recorded we just did for both primary school students and the staffs. So gradually, we are advancing the course. It is necessary for the awareness and education Once everybody on a high number of persons begin to get this information, imagine the people I told today, those students and the staff of that school giving back on discussing this issue that I told today. They have an energy and an environmental expert that came to our school today. He did the kind of record and what have you. They are transferring those message, that information to other set of persons. Do you know what? What will happen next in the next 1 month, the next 1 week, in the next 6 months can never be equated to what has been happening before. And it's about awareness. Now, you know that car-free day is not only the solution to carbon emission or to reducing the carbon footprint. But let me tell you, you will agree with me that say is certainly one factor that needs to be addressed, because mobility is key to every form of development, even both advanced and what you call underdeveloped and developing nation, all put together. There is no places where you do not talk about use of car. And from one of the videos you also see, it was very clear, and it's true, and I agree with our child who said from that school that the use of car is one of the most used means of transportation. So if we can have sustainable, green and clean system of mobility it will go a long way that those who are producing this engine, of course, you know, they're already shifting now. Some of the system, not just directly the fuel we're using now, some are going to gas because they understand that gas thus far is the most cleanest, the cleanest so far of the fossil fuel family. So by making this little effort, you just discover that we are making a huge progress by the day. So I don't take you too much. I don't know if I answered your question. I speak in the direction you wish, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Godstay. It's always good to hear from you. You're a whole lot of wealth of knowledge. And most times you just throw it on our faces to the extent that we just have to scavenge what we want to speak. That's one thing I love about you. Okay, Aksa, let me come to you, Aksa. Pakistan is currently facing a whole lot of pollution. You mentioned something like that on the WhatsApp group some time ago. And also advocates already mentioned something like that today. So how do you think the car-free day that we're trying to celebrate today can help in reducing car pollution, especially in your location? Aksa. Hello, Aksa, can you hear me? Are you there? Aksa, are you there? Okay, I think Aksa is having issues with our device. Advocate, can I come to you? How do you think the car-free day can reduce pollution for you in your country, knowing fully well that Pakistan is going through a whole lot? Give us the data the other time, 180. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. So how do you think the car-free day can help in reducing this air pollution and what has been the success so far?
Thank you. I would like to share here, first of all, some of the facts related with the globally, that due to the air pollution, 11.23% of the population has been recorded as a death ratio at a global level due to the air pollution, first of all. So by keeping in view these things, that is really a very, what can I say, that is really a very dangerous situation for us right now, as we are seeing the positions who are to be there. And secondly, hello, are you hearing me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
Okay. So here I would like to share some of the summary at the global level, that air pollution is one of the world's leading risk factors of death, attributed to millions of deaths each year. It is attributed to 11.65% of deaths globally, as I shared earlier. It is also one of the leading risk factors for diseases burden. Death rates from air pollution are highest low to middle income countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Pakistan, India, and African countries, as well as in Asian countries who are comes low low to middle income countries here. So if we are counting the countries that will be at about 100-fold differences in the rates across the world, which are facing these type of issues globally. So first of all, these are the issues that should be a very dangerous for us. Secondly, I would like to share here that if we are going to the environmental health risk and population, especially in low and middle income countries, at the same time, the global economy relies on deeply interweaved supply chains sustained by the more than 100 billion tons of raw materials entering the system each year. In current position, and the 100 billion tons of raw materials, this is the facts, that is the figure which is shared by the World Bank recently. Recently, World Bank issued that entering the system each year, 100 billion tons of raw materials has been used, and if this speed has to be increased, then global waste is expected to increase to 3.4 billion tons by 2050. What can I say, that 2050, it should be increased the highest. So by keeping review these things as a globally, that is our prime responsibility to make a particular policy and to implement the particular policy that should be matching on a global level. Now sorry that I think I must be go out from your question. Now I come to your back to your question, which you asked, that if I'm talking about in the Pakistan, that fly air pollution not only affects the health, but due to air pollution is also, and the use of transport vehicles also causes the noise pollution also. And due to that noise pollution, you can't imagine, I am just sharing here with you the status which is issued from the health advisory 3 months ago, that only in Karachi, which is the highest city of Pakistan, that here at least 64% population is facing psychological issues due to the noise pollution, which is for me really a very riskful and a very dangerous situation for all of us, because noise pollution affects your health, noise pollution affects your mental well-being. Due to this, you are these type of not only affecting a community person, but also they are these pollution also affecting our nature, our environment. Because if hopefully I am talking about this air pollution, or I am talking about the environment and the nature, then in I would like to share here some of the things that is related with the Quran. That the Quran himself said that, remember when God said to the angels, I am going to place a successive human authority on earth. the sharing of this verse is only purpose of this verse is there too, that if we are taking any religious book, and that in every religion the protection, environmental protection is already implemented there, is already there. If we are going to take the book of Quran, if we are going to take the book of Bible, we can find lots of verses that is related with the environment, that is related with our nature, that how we are going to protect our environment. As in Bible, it was mentioned in one place that they will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain. For the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea area. What can I say that if we are going to take any of the religious book, all the religion books and all the factors, all are clearly mentioning that that is our prime responsibility to protect our environment, and automatically environment should be protected through these type of steps which we are going to take. And the car free day, I would like to share here that only today in my office there is at about 20 to 25 cars are used for field purpose. So today, as a car free day, I have issued a notification to all of my colleagues that today no one is going to use a car. So due to this, it was really surprising for me that lots of money also been saved against the fuel prices and against the car maintenance. But beside that, we can protect our environment at least 0.9%. So this is really an achievement only just to stop the 25 cars on one day. So you can imagine that if we are going to aware the communities on these things, then how can we protect our environment, and also we can perform our duties as a Muslim, as a Christian, as a human. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I love the fact that you are always backing your conversation or your argument as it were. You are an advocate, so you always have your facts right. You always have the data to accompany your data, your talk. I really love that. As I'm just saying, I think we have our four panelists just joining us from Zimbabwe. I don't know if I will call your name correctly, but I think it's Ishinezu Madembo. Please, can you please introduce yourself? You can unmute yourself, introduce yourself before we go into the discussion better with you.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see your face. We would love to see your face, if that is possible. Okay.
Okay, can you
go ahead? Yes, we can.
Okay. So my name is Ishonis Madembo. I'm a climate activist from Zimbabwe under Over Climate Action. Unfortunately, at the moment I'm traveling, but in 5 minutes I'll be home. But I'm hoping to also once I arrive at home. Thank you so much for being part of the discussion. I'm hoping that we can share insights and we can be able to discuss more about the Car Free Day, and also to give each other insights, advantages, and also making a way forward, because I believe that we need to work together. We need to work together, and also so that we can safeguard our Africa, our nations, and our global.
Thank you very much. Let me get it correctly. Thank you, Madembo. I should be able to pronounce that. Okay, Aksa, I don't know if you are back with us now. I don't know if you can speak. Is your network back to normal? Aksa, can you speak?
Yes.
Awesome, welcome back. So I would like to ask you a question. And the question is, what is the social benefit of the Car Free Day? What is the benefit for the community, the social connectedness? What is the social benefit of actually having the car-free day?
I guess Project Car Free Day is very beneficial for community as well as environment. Since we go out together to engage the community, making people unite at one platform to raise awareness among them. This is how we make a circle and we make a community aware about the project and about reducing the global warming, and this is how this goes.
Thank you so very much. So let me go to Dr. Godsday. Dr. Godsday, let me ask you the same question. What other things do you believe could be the social benefit of the car-free day that we are trying to commemorate today? Dr. Godsday, are you with me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, all right. So if I get you right, your question is, what are the social benefits of car-free day?
Exactly.
Good. Thank you for this opportunity and the question. Yeah, very, very much, but the few we could talk about. If you talk about knowing your environment, is key. Security is everybody's business. Do you know by not locking yourself up in an AC car, deciding to walk along the street or even ride a bicycle, make you and your environment vis-a-vis accessible? Two, it has some economic value, because after you have walked for some time, usually you are used to driving to the big shop in the town, supermarket, fast food joint, and the rest. As you just walk around your street, as you work and you see that your family should want to buy water, it's indirectly boosting the economic activity of your community. You get to know people within your community. And of course, because there is less traffic jam, there will be accident. In fact, if there will be a road accident, it will be drastically reduced. For that day, only today, see people, the level of interaction, see the excitement in the school I visited today to just hear about what I told them about this and see. Now, this is mutualism. This is awareness. This makes you live in real life with people. It helps you to come together. But you can go on and on and on and on. The social benefit is enormous. Can you still hear me? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Thank you.
We hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. So like I did mention, there's social benefits is just animal and it does begin from there. I don't know, so maybe I give other persons a chance if I've answered your question. Chief Moderator, please. Is it on? Maybe network. Axa John, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes,
Okay,
you are
good.
audible.
Thank you. How about Advocate, can you hear me? Can I be heard, advocate? Oh, I don't know if it's network. Can I be heard, advocate? Wow, network. But also you can hear me.
Yes, sir. You are sharing a very useful. Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. Okay, so I know the network is, this is Africa for you. So it helps a lot. Then when you come back to, let's even expand it a little bit, the social benefit. You know, because of this, it gives the awareness to the power, to the people authority in terms of government to begin, especially in Nigeria, we don't have much of dedicated pedestrian routes. No. Where the people are not much educated about, okay, somebody in the last the panel session we had was talking about people not used to zebra crossing. But when you get to Japan and some other parts of the world, you see how they respect it. But the few places you have here in Africa, especially in Nigeria, they will ask you, are you a zebra? So why do you expect me to obey whatever you say? But in some places, not that. When you're there, they give you. So if this continuum, this car-free day advocacy, awareness continue, you will discover that it is important that the government will start paying attention. This is, should I call it a solemn protest, a solemn peaceful protest for a needed revolution, harmless one for that matter, so that the government can do something, the individual can do something, the private sector can do something. So if we begin to plan for the future, it will help. Then let me conclude by saying in this direction, do you know that when you talked about trek, if you cannot trek, use bicycle. And if the distance is far and you must use a vehicle or you must use a car, use public transport. Do you know that you can only boast of good public transport in a responsible government that will provide public mass transit like train, like luxury buses that can take people in numbers, in their number, to a very large place in numbers. So if you reduce the number of cars in the environment, you are reducing definitely the amount of carbon footprint. So when we talk about energy transition, it is not the natural energy transition that is the problem, because naturally we all use, and there is a natural energy transition. It is the one necessitated by what we refer to as anthropogenic activity, the human activity, the drive to make wealth, to create development. This is why the need for a climate change. So if we are in the climate, the energy transition, as an African climate ambassador, having been trained and had the opportunity to interact with fellow experts and senior experts and colleagues, I understand that everybody have a responsibility. Just like security, they said it's everybody's business. This issue of carbon emission is everybody's business. If you take your responsibility in your own corner, and I take my responsibility in my own corner, you will discover that the world, the environment will be a conducive and a better place for all of us to live in. Thank you, and thank you. Is our moderator back? Advocate, do you have something to contribute to that?
Thank you. You have shared great knowledge, and you have shared great resources related, and also you have shared some of the issues which are facing your country. As an advocate, obviously, advocate is always talking about the laws, and advocate is love to talk about the regulatories, and advocate is loves to talk about the acts. So interestingly, I myself is really interested in these things. I think you shared that you are from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. Are you from Nigeria?
Yes, I'm from Nigeria, precisely in
Okay.
Parakot, Nigeria.
Okay. Great to know. So, dear, God's day, if I'm talking just about the laws which are being provisions and which are being approved in Nigerian states, I think as per my understanding, there is about 28 laws which have been implementing and which have been approved and which have been given a shape of act, and they are also be a part of legislative legislation of the state of the Nigeria, which is related with the various acts, like they have shared the solid waste act, they have shared the pollution act, like this. So if I'm not mistaken, I think if there is a 28 laws which are have been approved and which are to be the part of the Nigerian state constitution or the legislation, then I think uh, by keeping in view the this position, how are you feel confident, or are you satisfied that these 28 laws are implementing fully in your state in Nigeria?
Okay, if I get your question, you said we have about 48 or 38 laws with respect to
Yes.
environment?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and you said about 28 of them is being implemented, and how many is remaining? Is that the question?
No, I'm asking that how much you are confident and how much you are satisfied that the laws which are being made are the laws which are being the part of the legislation, the 28 laws, are these laws are implementing in your country? Seriously?
Wow, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you, one thing,
Okay.
talk is cheap. Should I repeat that?
Yes, please.
Talk is cheap. To make law is easy.
Okay.
Frantically speaking without fear or favor, making fantastic laws in Nigeria is never a problem because we have the expertise.
Okay.
My dear brother and dear colleague, an advocate of good environment, I can tell you implementation anywhere without exception, especially Nigeria, is a big concern. So I'm not satisfied, not at all. Far away
Okay.
from being satisfied.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So,
I think my network threw me out for a bit. Sorry, my network threw me out for a bit. Thanks.
yeah, Fly.
Welcome back.
I just wanted to ask one thing from Gatsby, because you are disconnected. So we ourselves start discussion, and it's really a very useful and a very fruitful discussion for all of us, because whenever the panelists and the members from different countries are coordinating with each other and sharing their experiences and their challenges related with that particular problems, then I think that should be a great way, and the solution will be great for the betterment of that particular countries. So by continuing these, Gatsby, I come to my again my question that you, as you said that you are dissatisfied from the Nigerian laws, or from the laws which are being implemented in Nigeria. Now I have a little bit question, that as an activist, had you strategize or had you make any strategy or had you make any planning that how you can getting efforts for the implementing these laws in your state?
Could you please repeat that question, please? Let me get it.
Yes, yes, yes. Gatsby, I just.
I think
Okay,
what
okay,
he's trying to
I'm
say,
repeating.
advocate. Let me try and explain. Your English
Yes,
might
okay.
be a bit confusing. I think what you're trying to say, if I get it correctly, just tell me. I think what you're trying to say is that what initiatives, what step has he taken as an activist to implement and make sure these laws get the necessary attention they need to get in Nigeria? Is that it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Dr. Gosde, you have your question now.
Okay. Let me believe I got it clear now that what are the necessary steps we're doing as Nigerians to ensure that we get satisfaction from the law and implementations in place in Nigeria. Is that the question?
Yes, you're right. That's correct.
Oh, fantastic. You know, the seeing is believing. Let's Speak Africa is a voice. Face of Liberty is a voice. Ordinarily, I am not an activist, but I think in recent development and seeing in our country is almost turning majority of us into activism or based on our activities. Do you know why? Because when you see the real thing that should be done, not be done, if you're being sincere and genuine in your whatever you're doing in your field, you will need to speak up, especially those of us who are gifted and have the capacity and without fear or favor, we want to just see the right thing done. Okay, so if you ask me, this program you see is anchored. Believe me, these are Nigerians, and a lot of activities are going on just like that. Because we have realized, you will agree with me, if you are open to the social media, you will understand that the Nigerian youth, the biggest outspoken strength of the Nigerian masses are no longer the Nigerian masses of 10 years ago. Because we are rising up to the occasion and we are taking responsibility. We understand if we don't do it, nobody will do it for us. We don't need to start asking, oh, come and help us when we have the capacity to do it. So these are some of the things we are doing. We are pushing. There are a lot of work going on the ground. And the one you can see are the one you are seeing on the social media. Of course, this program, Cow-Free Day, is one of them. You realize, I don't know if you are aware, about less than 2 months ago, if I'm not wrong, this Let's Speak Africa embarked on 14 days of environmental. You see that? This is what we're doing. And very soon they will hear us. Very soon they will hear us. When they see the reality, no, we're not cutting any gun, we're not shooting anybody, we're not creating any violence. Let's do the right thing. They will hear us.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me go to Zimbabwe. I can't really pronounce your name again. Let me try and look the name again. Okay, Madembo, are you with us? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm present.
Okay, so you've heard what they say. Now, how are you trying to move things around in your own country, Zimbabwe? What has been your input in making sure that the environmental law gets the necessary attention that it's supposed to get?
Can you come again? I could not hear the question properly.
You work for an organization that deals with climate change and stuff like that. They're talking about environment. Yes. What has been the initiative that you have done to actually advocate for this in your country?
Okay, thank you. That's a very good question. So what happens is in Zimbabwe, us as the youth in Zimbabwe, we acknowledge and apprehend idea to do with protocols per se. Okay, so what we have done is we understand that we have a system that works in the terms of advocacy. For example, you can't just go to the president, His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, and you start talking about climate change. We start from the ground, from the grassroots. For example, what we do, we first have petitions whereby we ask the masses of Zimbabwe what they think about plastic pollution, what they think about climate change, what they think about what's happening to the environment under different types of petitions. Then after a petition is reached a maximum number of, let's say, 5,000 or 10,000, then we take it up to our councillors in our different designations. For example, let's say I personally live in Mount Pleasant, whereby I take my idea to Jacob Mafuma, who is my councillor. Then after we have taken our matter to the councillor takes it up to the ministry, to the member of parliament, who is Minister Honorable Gumbo. So after Honorable Gumbo, he goes with the idea to the parliamentary. The parliamentary is where they discuss the issues to do with climate change in Zimbabwe. Then they channel our problems or our grievances to the Ministry of Environmental, which is EMA. And then after EMA, that's when they put initiatives. Instead, they'll be advocating for policies, we'll be advocating for a toolkit in terms of education. For example, one of the successes that we have done is that, you know, that every month, every first Saturday of the month, there is a cleanup campaign which has been initiated by His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. This was an initiative which we embarked in with the different organizations that deals with climate change and climate actions. Also, the Environmental Management Agency, EMA, was also involved. So basically what we do, we make sure that all those who have the power, the voices, they are there to influence the processes of change. For example, we engage with artists who are very popular, with parliamentaries, government champions, student activists, student leaders, student unions, the likes of Zinasu, Sikosu, Yadsek, and etc. and etc.
Thank you so very much. That was a very explanation thing of what you guys have been able to do and how you do it. And I want to pick from what you just said. Nigeria is the same thing. In a country where you have over 216 million people, over 216 million people with decentralized government, it's very hard for you to just wake up and say, I'm going to the House of Representatives, I'm going to the Senate House, I want to just go and throw whatever I had that there. No, you wouldn't even get through the gate in the first place. So grassroots development matters a lot. When you raise enough army to request for a change, it's easier to be done. Let me go to AXA. AXA, are you with us now? So, AXA, are you there? You can unmute yourself. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you're not more of a lawyer, but you are in this space, so you understand the policies that are in place. So if I can ask you, what role do you think government policies will play in promoting sustainable transportation? Use Pakistan as an example.
If I may add, I'm not an advocate, I'm an environmentalist. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But what I'm just asking is, what do you think the government role, the government policy can do? I know I'm still going to go back to the advocate, but I just want to hear your opinion. What do you think the government can do to make it easier to promote sustainable means of transportation, to make your work easier, so to speak? What can the government do?
I guess for me, in my countries, there are so many laws and regulations we already have. But the thing is that we are not convincing people. We are not able to aware every local people to implement them. I guess we have a bulk of rules and regulation already we have. But since we in Pakistan, we are making some very sustainable transportation. We have a system of metro stations. This is a sign as we are promoting more sustainable transportation in our locality. and we have red buses system for the public transport, and the buses for the points and everything we have. But the thing is that we have to implement them. This is very hard thing for me, I guess. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Aksa. I love the fact we have this, but implementing them might be the problem. So, advocate, let me come to you. You are also in Pakistan. How do you think the government policy could help? How can the policy change things further in support of this initiative of Car-Free Day, the environmental issues, and the likes?
Okay. Thank you, Fly, for asking that question. First of all, I would like to share some of the facts related with the environmental laws on a globally level. As I have shared that in Nigeria, there are 28 laws, and the implementing situation is already shared by the Guards Bay. And if I'm talking about the Zimbabwe, there is about 20 acts, and I think 40 statutory laws are being passed in Zimbabwe states. And if I'm talking about the China, there is about 30 plus laws are implementing in China as per their state representatives. And in India, there are about 17 laws, and in Kenya there are about 21 laws over there in these countries. Now the implementing situation is, I think everyone is familiar about that, how much implementing is going to be that countries. Other what can I say, that's another debate, that is another discussion which can take a long time to discuss on the implementing of these issues. Now I beg to your question related with the Pakistan. I would like to share here that unfortunately Pakistan has only 2 laws which are related with the environmental protection. One is the Pakistan Environmental Laws in 1997, and other is the Sindh Environmental Protection Act. These are the 2 laws, unfortunately, which has been passed and which has been implementing over. There is no any transport policy here. There is no any transport law here. There is no any transport act here. There is no any air pollution act here. There is no any noise pollution act here. But whenever, if you see the China, if you see the India, if you see the Kenya, in these 3 countries, the noise pollution act, sustainable transport act, and the safe environmental act, means lots of act has been drafted and has been approved from that state authorities. But in Pakistan, that is really a very sad situation for me and for our countries, that here we have only 2 laws. So on the other end, if I'm talking about the practices which are about the policies on the sustainable transport over here, then it is really a great initiative taken by the Sindh government in Karachi, that they have started the electric buses over here, which is really a very great, and they can take a little bit, but I think that that will be create a much better initiative over the green environment. And these are the electric bus has been started in Karachi, and soon maybe that will be started in other parts of Sindh province, which is the part of the Pakistan country. So, and other thing is that related with the policies in Pakistan, that internationally Pakistan has signed 10 treaties. 10 means 10 treaties has been signed by the Pakistan at a different level. But again, I said that this is really an unfortunate situation for us, that we have only 2 laws which has been passed by the government. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. 10 treaties, but only 2 laws that have been signed to law. 2 treaties that have been signed to law. That's crazy. And Nigeria, 28. Oh,
28
anyways,
laws, yes.
With so many people, 28 laws, I think it's even still minimum. Anyways, so
Sorry
let's go.
to interrupt. May I add something?
Please go ahead, Aksa. I love where it's going.
Being an environmentalist, we have learned a lot of policies here. So as we have a lot of policies like climate change policy, biodiversity, how can you say like we have only two policies like PIPA and SIPA? We already have SIPA in Sindh, BIPA in Balochistan, and Pakistan Act, overall the national, and we have a lot of national policies too. So here I'm adding that we have a lot of policies, advocate. Don't you think we have the we have already have last year we had from Kamyab Jawan program, there was a green initiative, and I myself planted 3,000 trees. This is the policy we are adding in that.
Advocate, can you answer that? A minute?
Yeah, sure. I would like to share
Just
here.
1 minute, please.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay. Yes, I would like to share here that there is a difference between policies and the law. Law basically is part of the constitution, and policies are not a law. Policies is just focusing on that particular thing, on that particular, what can I say, that on the particular object. So policies is not a law. Law is taken place whenever then will be passed by the provincial assembly, then the national assembly, then the Senate, and then it was signed by the president of Pakistan. And when the president of Pakistan has signed on it, then that will take a shape of the law. So no doubt that we have a lot of policies. We have lots of policies in a draft manner. We have lots of things that, but we cannot add that policies as a law. So if we are just talking about the law, so we have only two laws which are consisting over here. And as you shared earlier, that you have initiating the Kamyab Naujawan program, and you have planted 2,000 to 3,000 trees under that program. I would like to share here that the Pakistan Constitution, Section 70, I think, or Section 33, I'm not getting the particular section over here, but that section is totally related with the environment. So on the basis of that section, on the basis of that, on the part of this that constitution, government have taken this place. And the other one is there that I have shared already, that the 10 treaties are signed internationally. So the state is responsible to giving an answer on a globally level that how much they are acting and how much they are implementing on that particular treaties. So to maintain these things, or to balance these things, they are doing these little type of initiative in the countries. But as I again repeat, that policies are totally different. Policies not a law, but law is a part of the constitution. Thank you.
Let me cut you there. I see this is getting into a school, because I can see Aksa carry book and pen, jotting things down.
I'm nodding.
Okay, I get it. I'm just joking here. We've just learned something today. If we don't know it before, policies are not laws until it's been signed by the presidency, passed through a series of approval, and then being signed by the president. Is more like the seal of office, so to speak. It is not yet a law. So let me come back to you, Dr. Godsley. How do you think we could measure the success and the impact of the Car-Free Day in the long run?
Okay, if I get you right, the impact and the success of the Car-Free Day.
So how do we measure it?
Yeah, in measuring it, you need to see the level of responses here. After this program today, you will compare between, that's the level of.
We can hear you. Okay, I think we lost him. Dr. Gosdale, you're muted. Okay, let me come to you, Advocate. Advocate, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so how do we measure the impact of this car-free day? Use your country as a yardstick here. What is the success? How do we measure the success rate of this car-free day in the context of Pakistan?
As I already shared, a simple one-line quote that little drops of water makes an ocean. So this car-free day, the impacts of car-free day is like that will increase the awareness between the communities, that will increase the awareness between the responsible person. Because if I'm talking about the Pakistan, if I'm talking about myself, that most of the government officials has contacted with me and they have invited me to aware their departments, to aware to different community persons on this car-free day, and by keeping in view the car-free day, to deliver the sessions, to deliver the lectures, and to deliver the trainings to them, that how they can protect the environment and how they can adopt the alternative use of transport, which can beneficial for their health, which can beneficial for their mental well-being, as well as which is beneficial for their income purpose also. So these impacts, I would like to appreciate here the forum of Let's Speak Africa and the Peace of Liberty International Foundation, that they have started that 14 days of environmental activism, and they have focused on car-free day celebration. But this is not only a one day, but this day will be celebrated at all at the whole year in the days, and actively celebrated by every of the person, by every of the children. I would like to share a little note here that in one of the private school is inviting me to deliver a session to them on a car-free day project. And when I was delivered a session to them, I was surprising that little bit children is saying that, sir, we are really thankful to you, and we are really thankful to Let's Speak Africa, and also we are really thankful to Peace of Liberty International Foundation that with their cooperation and with their support, you are come to here and delivered a very fruitful and learningful session to us. And now I am using my fuel bike to come here from the home, but I myself make a promise that now I use bicycle, I use by walk, but I never ever use the fuel transport, because this is my really prime responsibility to protect my environment. So as per my opinion, I would like to say that this is not only a car-free day celebration, but this is really a revolutionary, this is really a revolution against pollution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate. Now we'd like to hear from our audience. If you have any question or any comments for our panelists, you can please raise your hand, and our team will assist you in turning on the microphone for you. If you have any question, please raise your hand up. We've been on this for about 1 hour, 10 minutes or thereabout. Now it's time for us to approach the end of the discussion. I would like to thank our panelists for sharing their expertise and insight on this matter. We've been able to cover a wide range of topics related to car-free day. It's the sustainable transportation, how it benefits the individual, benefits the environment, how it benefits our pockets, and the policies that are in place and the ones that needs to be in place. And I hope this discussion has been very informative and inspiring to every one of us. But before we conclude, I would like, if any of our panelists have any final thoughts or any takeaway they would like to share, please, you can basically just unmute yourself and use 30 seconds or 45 seconds or less to give us your final thoughts for today before we call it a day. Any of our panelists have any final thoughts?
May I add something?
Okay, I think Dr. Godsday is going to be a gentleman and do ladies first. So Aksa, please go ahead.
I was just adding that it was for me it is more like a stress-free day rather than a project car-free day. It leads ultimately the stress-free, as we are Karachi is the biggest city of Pakistan and there has been a congestion of traffic, so it leads the frustration and stress. This is the main thing we are facing here. So a car project-free day is a stress-free day. This is what I'm adding.
Thank you so very much, Aksa. Dr. Godsday, let's hear your final thought before we call it a day tonight.
All right. If I get you, you're asking the part in short?
Yeah, part in short, your final thoughts for tonight.
Okay. This is a clarion call, a call to action, an actionable call, an awareness that you call what I call a solemn revolution that will bring the positivity to our land. Let's not quit. We may not achieve it today, but certainly someday we will achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Godsday. Madembo, what would be your parting word for our people tonight?
Yeah, Fly, I would like to add something here.
No, I'm coming to you, Advocate. I want to go to Madembo first, then I come to you. Madembo, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Hello.
so what would be your parting word for our people tonight, for our listeners, onto this initiative that we've done today?
Okay, thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity once again to give my sentiments or the parting words. So first and foremost, I believe what I'm going to say, I have no monopoly of wisdom. As Paul Lumumba always says in his introductions, in his parting words or speeches that he gives on forum. So my advice to everyone, and each and us on this panel, and okay. So
We are finding it hard to hear you, Madembo.
hello.
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, so as I was saying, I personally as an activist, I believe in the notion of Ubuntu, which says I am because we are. So as Africans, I as an African and as a Zimbabwean, I believe that on this initiative, we need to work together. We leave no one behind. It's a Sustainable Development Goals principles. It says that one of its principles says that we are not supposed to leave anyone behind. Everyone is included in this initiative and we need to work together. Let's make this idea of fighting climate change personal to our lives, because as Thomas Sankara left us a debt that we must stay involved in the future. I know that some of us who are still in school, some of us are not yet married, and some of us who are married, you have kids. So would you love to have a future for your children, maybe in the next 5 years or 10 years, you'll be giving them a history about the Nile River, which will be extinct as a history, or you want to save this nature that we have in Africa, all the wonders that we have. For example, on the 7 of wonders, you have the Victoria Falls, also known as the Mosia Trinya. Would it be okay that you'd say that, I remember back then in 2023, there was Mosia Trinya in Zimbabwe, but you'll be saying that the reason why there's no longer Mosia Trinya is because of climate change. So the main initiative of this car-free day is to reduce the whole idea of carbon emission. And I wish and I hope as an African that one day we'll be able to have no cars which increase the idea of carbon emissions. we have electric cars, we'll be able to use bicycles or trains with no idea of electricity. So my parting words in conclusion, guys, let's all work together and improve what you are doing and take this person now. As Thomas Sangara left us again, that you must stay invent the future. The future is in our hands, it's now. And if you do not act upon this idea of combating climate change, what will be left for us, what will be left for our children, and what will be left for our grandchildren and other generations to follow. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Now, Advocate, let me come to you. Give us your parting word for tonight and we can call it a night.
First of all, I would like to thank you that you have done a very great initiative here. But as per to taking the benefit and to taking the initiative of this panel discussion, I would like to request to all the panelist members and all the active members over here and all the members who are from the different countries over here, that as Godspeed shared, that he's an activist and he is using the power of social media. And by the social media, he is raising awareness and he is doing lots of things. So I would like to share here that let's make an action plan, being an activist for with the members who are here, that we have to make an action plan for the recommendations which I have said from my side, that whatever the mode you are using, you can write a letter to the government, or you can using the social media power. You have to create an awareness and you have to pressurize the government, but pressurize the government softly, like that state or the education department must be add these topics like noise pollution, air pollution, use of gasoline transport, benefits and demerits of this transport into their syllabus at primary level, at secondary level, at higher secondary level, because the topics which are we read at the university level, when a young person who is related with the environment or who is going to take a degree on that particular environment, then he or she is able to know about the pollution, to know about the environment, to know about the policies, whatever. So, but if these the basic knowledge must be included in their syllabus, then I think that will be a great achievement, and through this we can aware our communities a lot. Number one. Number two, from these social media we can write a letters that, for example, if the Nigeria, if the Pakistan has signed the treaty, then being an advocate, being a citizen of that particular country, this is my prime responsibility to write a letter to that particular state that you have signed this treaty and you have implementing this law, but this law is not implementing fully. So you are requested that please take an appropriate action to remove these things. Number two. Number three, which is the most perfect thing, and I think that this is a really very an important thing which we all have to do, that we have to be in close coordination with United Nations Environment Program, because we need to be a one policy, a one international standards that should be made related with the environment. And all are these subsectors like noise, air, transport, and whatever the subsectors are to be included in just one treaty document. And that is the similar document which is to be used at a global level, at any country, at in each development country. I think if we are working on that, if we are taking efforts to do that, then I think that this is really a great achievement for all of us. I again, thanks to you, thanks to Peace of Liberty International Foundation, thanks to Let's Speak, and I would like to thank Godspeed AXA, as well as my dear colleague from Zimbabwe and all other participants here, that will be the part of this discussion. And I hope from the discussion, they will do best in, for their communities to make environment beautiful, to make our nature beautiful, as this nature has been created by the God, and being a citizen, being what can I say, that the followers, this is our prime responsibility to protect our nature. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Advocate. Thank you to all our panelists, from Godsday Usiabulu to Izenesu Madembo, Aksa Somuro, and Advocate Ash Fag, and to the audience that have stayed with us, and those that are going to watch this later, and every other person that have contributed one way or the other. I want to thank immensely the founder and CEO of Let's Speak Africa, my very own sister, Ruth Bassi, Ruth or Kim Bassi, whichever one I call it. She accepted, for bringing us all together and making this initiative a good one. We hope this conversation that we have today will continue to inspire positive change in our community, in our places of work, and in ourselves as individuals. We want to try as much as possible to know that Car-Free Day is not meant for just one day, but it's more a longer time. It's an awareness to tell us that if we reduce our carbon emission every day, we can help the environment in reducing the footprint of fossil fuel and fossil gas emissions in the environment. Please, if your hands are not too busy, I'd like to finish up with this. You can please give a warm and a round of applause to our panelists. They've done wonderfully well in making sure that we understand things. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, and those that identify as non-binaries, my name is Leonard Ogunwaide. I am the CEO of Face of Liberty International, based in Nigeria. From the headquarters of Face of Liberty International, this is FLI Broadcasting.
Thank you.